Hello, class community. My name is Paul Tuan Nguyen. I am the instructor at Ohlone Community College at Fremont in California. Today, I would like to share with you about network management overview, how it's related to cybersecurity, and at the end, I will demonstrate how we can use GNS3 open source tool to emulate a network and to enable to manage the network device and how we can GNS3 we can emulate and learn how to protect our network. Then let me share it I have. So the agenda for today, network management overview, why network management is important in cybersecurity, and then how to emulate a network using GNS3. Right? So what is network management? As it's a combination of planning, controlling, deploy, and monitoring, right? So those are the four areas. Sometimes you also heard people say network management is the execution, the set of the function to control, to plan, to for controlling, planning, uh, deploying, and monitoring the network. Right? Within Cisco and community, Cisco network, the company is well known producing and a lot of network devices. They also refer network management a just they refer to activity like method, procedure, or tool to pretend the network operation, right? Administration, maintenance, provision, and network system, right? So on and so forth. Operation, something to deal with the network. Administration, something to keep track, maintenance, and provisioning. So at the end, yes, something to do with the planning, controlling, deploying, and monitoring the network. So this slide is the key of the overall what is network management system about, right? Um, Later on, I will link the network management with cybersecurity because by using the network management solution, you can monitor the network, the traffic, and you know what's going on, right? And you can prevent on the attack accordingly. So it's just high level at the concept. The network management as a solution on the top, and they talk to individual device, right? Um, um, uh, Endpoint clients, and then every endpoint clients they may have an agent. With in this case, then more of the time they refer to SMP agent, right? Um, they have different network management approach, passive management, listening to the event report and generate autonomically by management. Active management, it means you, instead of you sitting there, you receive an event, you go out, you pull the device. What's going on the network? You listen and kind of combine between you pulling, you try to talk to the endpoint device, you get the data, and then you also listening what the what are the events the device reporting to you. The active management with traffic generator, synthetic monitoring that simulate the transaction, a lot of activity they can cipher and real user monitor, right? So it's very important with the network management. Yes, you listen to the traffic, sometimes proactively you talk, you go and you pull the data out from the endpoint client. So it help it helped to know what's going on. And then certain network management certificate solution it based on the data it collecting, it able to view the overview of the network, how the overall network topology is supposed to be look like at this particular moment. What the OSI model most like in terms of network management element, more of the time people refer to configuration, right? How you come in, you configure the device, you put out the policy in endpoint class. For management, when it comes to the network management, able to help to monitor the device, the endpoint device, right? It can be a network device, it can be a pure endpoint laptop, desktop, can be mobile device, right? For manager to see what's going on. Is anything wrong with the OS? CPU, memory above the threshold? Uh, uh, the services is down on the device or on the cell phone, right? Account management, when they refer to in all day, yes, they want to know every single activity on the network. They have to lock it down. So later on, they're able to build the report and they can go back to do a lot of analysis. Performance management, as I mentioned earlier, what they use very much to just how device performs so far. Uh, throughput, input throughput of the device. If the device have 1 gig, 10 gig, 100 gig interface, how the performance, how the thresh, how the traffic in and out, CPU, memory over, right? Any network element went beyond the threshold, right? And at the end, yes, security management is always there. Now they even more important, right? It used to be SNMP version 1, no security at all, and they move into SNMP version 2, but have some basic community string, but nothing encrypted. And then they move into SNMP protocol version 3, where they have some security enhancement put on a lot and some encryption as well. And then nowadays people, the industry move toward the NetCom, right, protocol. So in the next couple of slides, I want to go deep dive into each management element when it comes to network management. So for management, yeah. Um, is help to detect, log, notify the user, and sometimes it means yes, it automatically fix the network when the problem occurs. It depends on which solution you apply. Nowadays, more of the network management, certificate software for management is able to have everything. They detect certain issue, they do the analysis, and they have a certain script. It go out and fix those particular issue. They automate those kind of process. So the engineer don't have to manually get in front of the device and do the troubleshoot, right? So example, when it comes to farm management, they refer to, let me, alarm. So alarm, it represent it have when the network management receive the events from the device, more than one events can generate an alarm, right? So let me give you some example. Uh, the network management suddenly receive 1,000 of the event come to not be able to connect, uh, not be able to communicate to a device, to on the device on the network. So with the network management by itself, it receive on those event, it do a lot correlates and do analysis, and then it can generate only one alarm. The alarm is the gateway email on the network device beside the gate be behind the gateway, not be able to communicate with the network management. So as a result, the even the network management system receive 1,000 of the events, but it generate one alarm root cause because the gateway service is down. So as a result, the moment the engineer they have certain tool automatically fixing no issue, and the moment it happens, and then it can clear, right? When it comes to alarm, they can categorize at the critical, at the highest, major, minor, warning, information, and clear. So critical, it means, give example, the gateway, that very important, or the main router would connect to the ISP, right? Not able to communicate. So those are critical because it impact um, business, the services of the business, and then it go down to major, minor, warning, and then the last thing is information. It means nothing harm, just for your information. And then every time the good practice with the industry, the moment they receive the alarm, they have to acknowledge. So the moment you acknowledge, the system don't have to send out the same alarm or event again, right? And then the moment the issue is being fixed, the same particular alarm, you have to set it at clear so that when the engineer look into those particular alarms, he said, yes, the issue is no longer existed. The issue already got resolved by engineer. So that at the high level of fault management, right? And then fault management is we have a lot to do with multi network, generally event alarm, ITU, TS.73, log in the event alarm, auto correcting when possible, and access to the certificate network management under the fault management component. It it's it help the intelligence with on the scripting the tool, the moment it able to pinpoint the root cause, and then it's automatic scan through the library to see if anything they can use to clear the event. So and then it can notify the user following alarm and do root cause analysis. So root cause analysis is the key, right? On this. Features management is to deploy and track the network element using like SNMP, CII, TR069, or netcom config on this. So accounting, as you all know, accounting radius and those are the two one of the two popular when it comes to um, using for accounting. So radius is industry standard. TAS is the protocol is proprietary belong to Cisco. It's used more on TCP side, radius more on the UDP side, and that the more common protocol are being used by industry when it comes to accounting. Yes, on the old time when we have the cell phone services, we have to buy minutes, I number of minutes, so on and so forth. So with this, um, we can use those, we can log it down, a very lot of detail. Performance management, as I mentioned earlier, is a way that the network management, they do data collection, pooling, receiving the flow, and data analyzing and report an alarm when value cross certain threshold. So performance analysis and it's just very much uh, they monitor the bandwidth, they see how the ISP, the performance from from the main router to the ISP, and they save those data into a server, uh, and then later on it helps to generate a very nice graphical report for the management team. And then when it comes to security, as always, right, it's something to do with asset control, intrusion detection, management security services. and cryptography, that is the key. Um, you can set up the device, say who able to access the device and what kind of activity they can do on the device, right? And from there, it can help some on security, so yeah, on incident detection. And you can management the security services, log in security event, and cryptography key. So with on the latest network management solution, it put in a component of cryptography key management as well. So everything into one. And then lastly, in terms of what are the protocol being used as NMP, is a very popular protocol being used on the network management side, and CMIP or WPEM, NetCom. So now they on the industry, they move toward the NetCom, right? And custom other custom protocol. So now I pretty much 15 minutes I went over on the what is the network management in general, how it's related to cybersecurity. Because if you want to manage a network, you want to protect the network. Yes, you need to have a solution. You need to have a strategy, a solution, how can help you to prevent the attack coming into the network, right? It helps you. You can learn the traffic pattern, what's going on my network. So you can protect the network and the endpoint client accordingly. So I have the class on my community college. I'm using GNS3. Those are the open source. So the benefit of using this because they are you can simulate many different type of device from Cisco, from Juniper, from Palo Alto, so on and so forth. So if you have if they are the way that they show you how you get the software, and then you emulate the network device accordingly. And then you can use it, you can ping the IP address of your device as well, or you can use it to ping an IP address outside of your host computer as well. So it helps you to able to emulate the network and to put in a certain security control on a network device before you can apply it to the real device. Right? So let me show you how. So I can share with you, yes, IP config. The IP address of my computer is 192.168.254.144, right? On the R1, I connect to the cloud. The cloud is very much represent my desktop itself. Everything in here I have beside R1, between R1 connect to cloud Ethernet 2. I have the local network. Let me show you this. So IP interface. Yeah, 129 on the SAP. Yeah, well, and then the rest of I use 10. I use some basic routing. Zip our API to communicate with R1. R1 is the main one and connect to the outside world. So by doing this, if I want to ping 10 from here, I want to ping 10.0.2.1. This is my desktop. I ping 10.0.2.1. Yes, I'm successfully able from my desktop. It means I'm here in the cloud. I able to communicate with R2. Right? How do I know what is R2 about? In the R2 console here. Yes, I have the 2.1. It's 2.0. It's right here. It's in my 2.1. I just said with you earlier, my from my desktop here, I'm from my cloud here, I'm able to communicate with R2. Then pretty much with all the device on the network. Yeah. That's the beauty of using GNS3. You don't have to spend a lot of money to buy the real hardware to emulate the network. You can use the GNS3 as open source and some basic config you have to apply. So example, and you need to add route. So route print after the print route. As you can see, I add in a network I call 10. It means yeah, the private 10 dot anything sub 10.0 talk to the gateway 1.99. So it means my my desktop in here, every time I try to ping or communicate with 10.0 to 55, it means the computer will talk to R1, and from there I'm able to communicate with all the device on my network. That's the beauty of using GNS3. And what are the benefits? So that I also want to show you another example. PRTG, PRTG. Yeah, the network monitor. So if you are using, if you want to use the demo version, um, and then you want within the first 30 days, they give you a full feature. You can manage as many as sensor as you want. But after the 30 day, if you don't pay, you just going to use the fee. They cut it down. You only allow up to, I believe, 100 sensor. Right? So it's just like on the PRTG, I have R1, on R2. I'm able to monitor R1 and R2, right? Because from GNS3, from my net desktop, I'm able to ping on one and R2. It means eventually I can add on the device R2, R3, 4, 5, 6, everything into PRTG. For the purpose of the demo, I I I just add on one and on two, right? So every time I want to, if you go ahead, you're going to cut down the communication, the link between R2 and R1, right? And let me get into R1. Interface after slot one. Interface after shut by soft. You will see a text for some time. You see the light coming down, and then it will update directly. And then sometime very soon you will see the PRTG. They try to communicate, and then they lost the up. They put some yeah, because the emulation, so it has some time before we can it will report it lost the communication with R2. Right? Let's wait until it update on this. We have some yellow, some warning going on. And then eventually it will report as red because it cannot communicate with R2. Since we disable, oh, F01 is now, right? That's one. Oh, we have R1 also down. Oh, yes, because when I add the device, I'm using this 10.0.1. I should use the 10. But basically now the device from here I ping 10.192.168.255. I want to ping this interface after this last year. Yeah, it's the but if when I ping 10.0.1.1, I won't because the link is here is there, right? So let me get back into here. T interface after one, I put no shut. And then it should print up the link and then wait for some time PSTG report. Yes, because when I add in R1 and R2, I'm using the 10 IP address. And then there's SQL update. I wait for some time. Yes, now I've seen ring, and then wait for some time before it report R2 also back on the network as well. So as I said, there's the tool is free. Everything is free. You don't have to pay. The only drawback, yes, when you use GNS3, it depends the type of device you emulate. You may need more memory and RAM, right? So example, in this one, the RAM currently when I use, it's used up to my 68% of the RAM and then 59 CPU. You pay attention to your computer performance, right? Sometimes you download and use as well. You see the CPU always high 90%, stop using it, use something else, right? Maybe your computer doesn't have enough resource to run the GNS3. But so far, I use it for the last year. I like it. I'm able to do for other projects as well. And there are many different ways to set up GNS3. I'm using GNS3 and what in the conjunction with Oracle VirtualBox, right? One of the way easier for me to set up and then to communicate with my local device, local computer here. And if you don't want to use VirtualBox, yes, you don't need to. And then from your computer, you need to somehow do another method. You have to use the lookback interface for the GNS3 communicate to your network. So yes, this is the quick video I want to share. What is the network management over and about? Why it's so important? Network management with cybersecurity. Yes, in order to protect, to improve, to prevent, to protect the network, you need to have a solution. You need to have a network certificate network management solution help you to monitor, to manage your network in terms of configuration, performance monitor, accounting, and security side. And then at the end, if you don't have a big purchase to buy the real device to emulate, I suggest using GNS3 as I am sharing with you right now. There are many videos available in YouTube and show you many different ways you can leverage it to emulate the network. And then in conjunction, you can use PRTG. It's not free, but because if you want to do a small less than 100 sensor, yes, you can use it too. Right? But in the first 30 days when you sign up, they enable unlimited number of the device sensor for you. So that's all I have. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy my video, and I'm looking forward to create another video. It's just how to build and set up GNS3 by itself. So thank you, everyone. I'm looking forward to the next video. I would like to build more video to share to the clock community. Right? Together, we learn cybersecurity together.